Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, however you want to live your life. It's Coach Baird coming to you live from the Baird Cave, well, semi-live. You're listening to the Baird Necessities. This is episode number 18. Thank you for Rob Frost for joining me on my last podcast. Always fun to catch up with old players. Not that he's old, but, former players. Anyways, thank you for those who've listened to my past episodes. If you haven't yet, you can catch up on your own time. You can find me on iTunes, Spotify, and Podbean. I have my own YouTube channel, by the way. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
All right, yeah. That voice right there is Alex Yost, Coach Yost. He's in here with me. He is going to do a live edition, semi-live edition in the Baird Cave. Didn't have any hard time finding the place, did you?
No, because you picked me up.
Oh, that's right. Fair enough. I figured it'd be easier for you to find my house if I came and picked you up, so.
It's kind of funny that I didn't give you my address and you still knew where I lived.
It happens that way.
We'll talk about that later.
All right, fair enough. All right, again, I have my own YouTube channel. No videos out yet. Maybe you and I could do a video together eventually.
As long as we have clothes.
Yes,
That's all I request.
Clothing optional?
No.
Okay. All right, please follow me on Twitter at @BairdNEC or send me an email at thebairdnec@gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you. Congrats to Tommy Henry and the University of Michigan baseball team for their recent success
Go Blue.
at the College World Series. That's a big thing. I'm trying to take advantage of his success as much as I can.
Absolutely. That was an amazing game he pitched the other night. That was unbelievable.
3-hit shutout.
Not perfect, but boy, that was as close as you could ask for. And
right.
Good stuff.
Good stuff. Yeah, again, like I said, I'm trying to take advantage of it. I spent like 3 or 4 hours online afterwards trying to hashtag or @ or Twitter, anything I could possibly put like the link to Spotify of his podcast on there just to claim as much success from him as possible. So
Absolutely. I'm sure he appreciates that.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for the cease and desist letter, or at least what is those PPOs, the personal protection order?
Yeah. That's the best case scenario,
right.
Probably.
If I haven't gotten one from Tom Izzo yet, I don't think I'm going to get one at all. So congratulations to Tommy Henry and the University of Michigan baseball team. Also, Trent Quartermain being named to JBB Division II First Team All-American. I think I should do a podcast of updates of all the kids that have doing great things. Like Drew is playing for the Growlers. So
absolutely.
And
I didn't hear that about Trent. That's good news.
Yep,
awesome.
I just noticed that on Twitter. And of course, the first thing I saw on that, when I saw that, I of course posted a link to his podcast to build him up too. So,
attaboy.
Again, I'm not trying to make any money off this. I'm trying to get the kids out there and get their stories told. So, but all right, this week's guest kind of reminds me of me. I know it's a scary thing to think of. I would often think that he's my better looking twin.
Oh, thank you.
Yep. You guys can be the judge of that. He's the current freshman head coach at Gull Lake High School. I've known him for about the past 3 years, and every time we hang out, we have a blast. When he's not coaching, he cuts grass. I think he does more than that, But I figured I'd let him explain what he does. Joining me live in the Baird Cave in person, it's Alex Yost.
Thanks, Jack. Nice to be here.
Dropping my papers. Sorry.
You really scraped the bottom of the barrel, huh?
I know. Well, it doesn't take a whole lot of money to make a Baird Cave. So, you guessed.
For guest wise.
Oh no. When I thought about doing this podcast and just to think of the different types of personalities that I could get on this podcast with me, it's always good to hear from the coach's perspective. And you come from a small school like I did. You joined Gull Lake kind of like I did, just finding your way in, kind of find a way to try not to replace you. So kind of thing. So.
Yeah, I just kind of randomly sent an email out to Coach Blakely on his last season with Gull Lake, and got lucky enough to have them give me an interview. And I said, I could throw as much BP as you want. And their eyes kind of lit up. And I said, and I'll coach for free. And they said, well, yeah, that's obvious.
Right. I was going to say, that's no longer a selling point because, that's going to happen regardless. So, welcome to the Baird Cave.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'm glad I was able to fit you in literally because it's kind of small down here. Can you imagine Avery Eastman and Clancy down here?
No, it wouldn't hold the building, the capacity just wouldn't hold it.
Right. And the couch you're sitting on, it's been Febrezed, just a FYI. It's one of those special curbside pickups. But
nice. Who was the last guest that was in this chair?
Nick Jansen. Nick Jansen was the last one. So
okay.
Yeah, that was We did find a dead possum, but we figured out what the smell was, and what it was.
I'm from the country.
Okay,
that's like a normal dish for me.
Right. Okay, next time we might have to do it poolside. We could take it on the road.
I'm down for that.
So is there any brothers or sisters?
Yeah, I have an older brother and an older sister. My brother is 11 years older, and my sister is 13 years older. So I always like to say I was a product of a 6-pack of wine coolers on an anniversary.
Okay, fair enough.
You don't really plan a kid after 11 years, but here I am. Right. So, yeah, and big brother he's a big baseball guy too. Graduated from Athens in '92 or '93.
Okay.
And that was a real good season for Athens. They went to, I think, state or maybe the semis, and actually a couple guys off of his team were drafted. So
okay,
but he'll admit that I'm the better baseball player of the two. So that's, at least he knows where he stands.
All right. So you said you graduated from Athens. What year did you graduate from?
I graduated in '02.
Okay.
So that's been a while.
Right.
Time flies.
Exactly. How long has that been? I'm trying to do the math, and it's just jumping out of my head.
I would like to say that that's 17 years.
Oh,
and
wow.
That's hard to believe, but I think the math adds up there.
Right. I just recently, last year, we had our 20th anniversary, or 20th reunion. There we go. Say it the right way. Yeah. Wow. I graduated from Delton Kellogg in 1998, so small school. How many kids were in your graduating class?
65.
Oh, wow. We had 100.
All right.
We started with 121, ended up with 100. And that includes getting some from 1997. So
wow.
So
yeah, you were a big school compared to us.
Right.
It was. I always like to joke that I was the top 5 in my class for most teeth.
There you go. Well, I mean, some
might not be a joke actually.
Right. Nice. All right. How many people in Athens did you just defend?
Does anybody still live there?
I don't know. Yeah, I think I actually one of the girls I went to school with is a teacher in Athens.
Oh, right no kidding. Yep, all right. Well, there's at least one I've offended.
Right. She has all of her teeth too.
Oh, nice. Good.
Right. All right. How many kids were in your class? Got that one? Did you play any sports in high school other than baseball?
I was baseball and baseball alone.
All right. So you're a single sport. You didn't want to do a multi-sport or what?
I was kind of interested in football a little bit, but at the end of the day, I think probably Mom nixed the football idea, so I just kind of put my focus on baseball.
Right. All right. So. No winter sport? You didn't want to wrestle or play basketball?
Nope. I wasn't too interested in any of the winter sports. I kind of got into music.
Okay.
So that was kind of my other hobby.
That explains why you brought your guitar.
Yeah. I just carry this around town.
Fair enough. I think what you did, you were on the street corner, trying to make some money.
Yeah.
We should.
I'm up to $10.
You're up to $10.
Yeah, lifetime.
Lifetime. Okay, I was gonna say, how much of that was your wife's? Okay, what position in baseball did you play?
I was third base, and probably because I've had just slightly more range than I do now.
Okay.
But yeah, I was a pretty solid defensive third baseman.
Was your arm better back then?
Arm was a lot better back then. I didn't throw 200 pitches of batting practice a day, and took care of the arm, and pretty effective, I guess, for a small school. My claim to fame is my last year there. I only had one throwing error.
Okay.
So that's my big claim to fame.
Out of 2 attempts?
It might have been.
All right. Fair enough. Did you go and play in college anywhere? Or
No. I was after high school. That was it for me. I kind of got a little burned out, I think, on baseball, and took a step away. And then several years later, I regretted it.
Right.
And got back into it.
It's funny how regret happens a lot.
Yep. And that's that's actually part of the reason why I wanted to get into coaching is I felt that I made a mistake by getting out of baseball, and if I could keep one kid from making that same mistake that I did, then mission accomplished, right? So, but yeah, fortunately after high school and after college, there was the NABF league here in Battle Creek, Kalamazoo, and so I've been in that for 8 to 10 years now.
Oh wow!
Yep.
I didn't know you were in that long.
Yep. It's been a while. I spent a little bit of time out in California. There was a league out there I played in for one summer.
Wasn't the California Penal League, was it?
No.
Do you know the movie reference? All right. That's Major League, of course, for all those listening.
Yep.
All those 3 people in Germany. I have someone in Germany downloaded an episode.
Kidding.
Yeah. The software I use, or the hosting website I use, gives you a demographic of how everything is spread out, or who's downloading it where and what time and whatnot. So I think the real quick thing I was going to say was, I forgot to add, I just hit over 1,000 downloads.
No kidding. Congratulations.
Yep. Thank you. 1,004 right now. So
how about that?
Yep. I've had only 8. This is my 18th episode. So I don't know. I can't really compare it to anybody like Joe Rogan, because he averages like 95 million a month. So,
well, he had to start somewhere.
Right. Exactly. I'm waiting for somebody just to realize, hey, this guy is awful. No, I'm just kidding. Let's pick this guy. Let's sign this guy up. So again,
absolutely.
I saw a post on Facebook too, just to mention that, your favorite main band started as a local band somewhere. So kind of support your local band. So anyways, okay. Do you remember your last baseball game as a high school student?
Yes, I do. We lost in district championship to Climax.
Okay.
So
Climax has always had a really good team.
Yes. Unfortunately, they have.
I'm assuming a Langs brother was on.
I'm assuming so. 2002. Yeah, it could have been. I wasn't real familiar with a lot of them, but yeah, that was my last game with Athens.
Right.
So, and actually, the district game before then, we beat Colon in I think 12 innings to make it to the district championship. So that was a pretty cool experience.
Yeah. Home of the Magi.
Yeah.
Delton Kellogg wasn't very successful back in my day. My last game was against Wayland, actually. And I'm pretty certain that Kyle Wartella was on the team.
No kidding.
Yeah, because he graduated right around your time. And
around the 02?
Yeah, 01. So.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, but yeah, they beat us at Gull Lake, actually. At Gull Lake. During I think it was the pre-district game.
How about that?
Yep. So it's funny to see how things come full score. Funny to see things come full circle.
Yeah.
There you go. You get done with high school. What was your general plan after high school?
I didn't really have much of a general plan. I was kind of big into music back then. Had a little rock band that we kind of toured around, just local tours, mostly around Michigan, Indiana, Ohio. I don't know that I really thought we were going to make it big or anything like that, but that was kind of the focus right after high school. I took some community courses here and there. Then I actually kind of got into the golf industry. After high school, I worked for Battle Creek Country Club for a season, and then for Riverside Country Club for 4 years. And that kind of became my calling. I realized that was something I really enjoyed doing, working outside, working with my hands, working on a golf course setting.
Nice.
So from there, I went to Michigan State, and I got I getting ahead of things?
What did you say?
I know. Michigan State, yeah.
Go green.
I can't say it. I'd be betraying the family name by saying that.
I can understand why you went to Michigan State, just because of their turf management and their field management and stuff like that. So.
Yep, that was they have
reason.
Really good program there. They like to say it's the best turf program in the country, and it's probably up there.
Right. It's a better college scene than Ann Arbor is, though.
East Lansing. I will give them that. I had probably too much fun up there in East Lansing. That was a fun town to be in.
Every Spartan I asked, did you burn any couches?
I didn't. No.
You did not burn any couches?
I didn't. Being a Michigan fan, I didn't partake in some of those silly debaucheries.
Fair enough.
But it was also rough being a Michigan fan in East Lansing during the Rich Rod era.
Oh.
So, I kind of kept the allegiance, tucked under a coat.
Right.
I wore a lot of gray sweatshirts, not a whole lot of maize and blue.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a fun experience there. I had a good time, and I met some lifelong friends that I'm still in contact with. They bleed green, but I being a Yost, I gotta go blue.
Right. I had Laura Portis in, and she graduated from Michigan State, and then turned around and got her law degree from the University of Michigan. So she did the same thing. She was kind of like kind of a reverse version of you, but.
Yep.
But she took advantage of it and actually went out and rooted against Michigan while she was going to Michigan. So
how about that? Well, and she was intelligent, so she could get into Michigan. I don't think I had that option anyways. Actually, when I told my older brother, that I got accepted into Michigan State, and mind you, he's a Bronco.
Okay.
But, yeah, I gave him a call. Hey, I got into Michigan State. How about that? He said, oh, good for you. You spelled your name right on the application.
I hear that all the time.
It's kind of rude. But
Between that and the post where the two Michigan guys are at the urinal and the Michigan State fan is sitting in the urinal, that's another picture I like to.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Right. I always have some smart comment to say to that. I can't remember what it says. I mean, yeah, I guess he's just being a little bit ingenious. Who's the dumb one? I mean, he's sitting and
right.
They're standing.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Anyways. All right, so you went to Michigan State. What did you study there?
Just turf grass management for golf courses specifically. So that was a 2-year program. Then I took an internship out in Southern California on a golf course called the Bridges at Rancho Santa Fe.
Okay.
Which was an amazing experience. That was just outside of San Diego. And one of the richest neighborhoods in the world, actually.
Okay.
The golf course was just phenomenal. I think it was $250,000 to join the course.
Oh, wow.
And like $25,000 a year after that to stay a
Sign
member.
me up.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I keep sending them letters.
Right.
But
was it a paid internship or was it?
Yeah, slightly.
Slightly.
Yeah. The best part was I got to live on the golf course in a little trailer. So
okay.
I had free housing and so we had a good time. I had a good time out there.
So was there any characters like Bill Murray out there with you?
No, that probably would be me, I guess.
Okay. I see the resemblance. I didn't want to make that connection,
Right.
but I was going to let you go there if you did. So.
Oh, just classic. That one of the great movies there, Baird.
Right.
But yeah, he was pretty much my hero. So
right.
But funny, when I flew out there, I left my car in Michigan, and I discovered quickly that cab rides were very expensive out in Southern California. I think the beach was 20 minutes away from me, and a 20-minute cab ride was like $65.
Right.
So a few weeks after sitting in my trailer on Fridays and Saturday nights, I went onto Craigslist and bought myself a nice little moped.
Oh, I was going to say, you got a scooter?
Yeah, you got to do it. If you're going to live in Southern California for a few months, you got to get a scooter.
Was it a Vespa?
No, it was like a Chinese knockoff, a Kato, I think is what it was called.
Gotcha.
But,
got like 65 miles to the gallon?
Oh, baby. That thing, I'd put like $4 in gas in it, and it'd be good for a month.
There you go.
It was amazing.
Right. You got any good stories from being an intern out there?
Yeah, I'll tell you.
That you can share?
Yeah, I think I could share this one. So week number 2 of sitting out there in my trailer all by myself without a car, and this was pre Vespa. This was pre scooter.
Did you have a name for your scooter?
No, I didn't. Okay. Actually, funny side story. When I bought the scooter, it was hot pink, so I had to spray paint it.
Do we have any pictures of that?
I don't. I have a picture of it black, but not of the hot pink. Yeah. I kind of thought about putting like a Hello Kitty decal with like a skull and crossbones or something, but the black spray paint was enough.
Avril Lavigne was pretty big back then.
Yeah. I probably could have swung it. Okay. It would have been pretty cool.
Right.
But so, anyways, before the scooter, I was sitting in my trailer reading a golf magazine, and I heard all this music coming from outside the trailer.
Okay.
And so I get out and kind of walk down the street, and I see that there's like an outdoor pavilion area. And you got to remember where we're at. We're at this Rancho Santa Fe, richest neighborhood, probably, in the Southwest. And I'm thinking, well, there's a party or something. But then I noticed that everybody's all dressed up. So it dawns on me what's going on. It's an outside wedding. And I, boredom more than anything, I threw on my nice shoes and my tie and said, I'm just going to go have a beer.
Right.
It's an outside wedding. Probably nobody's gonna say anything.
Right.
So I get my tie on and I walk across the street, and there's like a gift table, and I'm going through. I'm trying to find names, trying to find the name of the bride or the groom, or just in case somebody were to ask. And
right. I
strike out on that. So there's a bar area and a dance floor set up, and I kind of cozy up by the bar, far end of the bar, minding my own business. I think I order like a rum and Coke or something. And I'm sitting there, and one of the guys, one of the groomsmen, comes up to me, and he's like, "Hey man, what's your name?" I know just like everybody here at the wedding, and you don't look familiar. I'm like, my name is Alex. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I like live across the street, and I heard all this music and thought it'd be fun just to come have a drink, but I'll get out of here. I'm not trying to cause any problems. And he laughs and he says, "You're a wedding crasher." I'm like, "Yeah, man. I'll get out of here."
Had that movie came out yet?
Yeah.
Okay,
yep,
gotcha.
Yep. So it wasn't a completely original idea by any means.
Gotcha.
But he says, "No, dude, that's cool." He's like, "Here's the deal. I'm actually from Oklahoma City myself, so I'll just tell people that I invited you."
There you go.
So
you were his plus one?
So I was his plus one. And so we spent the night, drinking and dancing and having a good old time, and I was this guy's buddy. And the funny part is I ended up dancing with some girl, and of course she says, "So where you live?" And I was like, "Actually I live here on the golf course." And she's like, "You live on this golf course? The Bridges?" I was like, "Yeah." Now you got to understand when I say it's $250,000 to join, the houses there start at like $3 million.
Right.
So she's like, "This golf course, you live here?" "Oh yeah." I might have left out the detail of the trailer that I lived in. They had like rattlesnakes under it.
Right.
And that I was an intern making $10 an hour, but she was very impressed with it. She said, "Oh, you must be really doing well for yourself."
Right.
I said, "Oh yeah. I can't complain too much."
And that's how you met your wife?
That's how I met my wife. Yeah.
Your first ex-wife. Sorry. She realized you were really living in the trailer. And
well, when this girl she found out that I didn't have a car, I think that probably put a damper on things.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah.
She wanted you to take her somewhere?
There was a big hotel party in San Diego.
Okay.
Everybody was going. "Come on and join." I don't really have a car.
I got
a $3 million mansion, but I can't afford a car.
Right. You should have just said, like, I had too many DUIs, whatever rich people problems that they have.
Yeah. I wasn't real good at thinking on the fly. So.
Right.
But it was a fun experience. And, there was a lot of other fun times out there. I brought my guitar and, played up a couple bars here and there. So it was a really fun time.
Right.
But
did you meet any famous people?
Phil Mickelson actually had a house on that golf course.
Okay.
So my big claim to fame is I was out rolling greens one day, and he was doing a practice round, and he came up and said, "Hey man, these greens look fantastic."
Right. There you go.
For a turf guy, that's like, I got on my phone immediately and texted all my Michigan State turf buddies and said, "Me and Lefty are best friends now."
Right. Did you take any pictures, or
No,
you weren't that guy?
No, I wasn't. Just thanks, Mr. Mickelson. Yeah,
right.
Appreciate it.
Right.
So, no, he was the only celebrity I really got to meet out there. But
nice.
Good guy.
Really? Well, the greens probably really nice.
They were really nice.
Did you put that on your resume?
Yeah. I actually keep using them as a reference.
There you go.
It's a fake number, but
why is it's always Jimmy John's? I don't understand. So.
Yeah.
All right, so you go from there. How did you get to Gull Lake?
So I after graduating from Michigan State, I took a job at Gull Lake View Golf Course. Actually, my parents had a condo in Richland, so it was kind of nice to be close to family. So I spent a couple years working there at the golf course and playing in the NABF league here, and I actually randomly was good friends with a guy named Brian Wrench that graduated from Gull Lake. I believe he was an assistant to you for a season.
A day or two.
So a couple days less than what he's helped me out.
Fair enough.
He kind of gave me a reference. I mentioned to him that I was interested in coaching. He said, "Hey, you should just shoot Blakely a email and see what happens." So
you started at, is it Gull Lake View
golf course?
Golf course, okay.
Yep.
Are you there currently still? Or
yes, I am. This will be my 8th season with Gull Lake View East and West.
Okay.
So working for the Scott family there, it's been a very good experience.
What's your official job title?
Assistant superintendent.
Okay.
On the grounds.
So what exactly do you do?
Well, I kind of do all the pesticide applications, fertilizer, irrigation repair, crew training, a little bit of hiring and firing here and there. Kind of do everything that's involved in maintaining a golf course.
Right.
I don't do as much mowing as you would think. You know, when you say you work on a golf course, you assume you mow.
Okay.
So I don't do a ton of that. We have guys that do that, but all the kind of the finer details and the more complicated stuff, they for some reason entrust me with.
Right.
So yeah, that's kind of my day. I go in early, start about 5 o'clock in the morning, and get done 2 in the afternoon. Right now, that's actually not too bad if you're a morning person.
Right. Now, do you golf often or no?
You know, when you work on a golf course 9-10 hours a day, sometimes you don't necessarily want to spend another 4 hours there golfing. Some guys do. There's a lot of guys that do it just for the golf, but you know, my wife and I probably golf together 4 or 5 times a year. That's about the extent. So I always say that they pay me to maintain the grass, not to play on it.
Right.
So if you ever go golfing with me, don't be afraid that I'm just gonna kick your butt because I work on a golf course. That means nothing.
I'd be afraid of like leaving divots, anything like that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna flip out about that either.
Gotcha. Okay.
No.
It's gonna happen.
It's grass. It grows back.
Oh, it does?
Pretty amazing.
Wow. You know, being the fact that you have turf management and you know how to deal with grass, what's up with your home grass? It does. It's not as pretty as I thought it was gonna be.
No, nobody got time for that.
Right.
Taking care of your own yard.
Right. I got kind of yelled at today because I was out mowing with Jane. She was up in her playhouse, and I'm like, I decided just to start mowing because it's been raining so long.
Yeah, no kidding.
And it needed to be cut, so.
Yeah, I think we went like almost 2 weeks without cutting.
Wow.
I had to get it done today.
Right.
Especially knowing that there was a celebrity coming over to the house. I had to try and fix it up a little.
Oh, yeah. Gotcha. I say we should have just stayed at the pool next time.
Yeah.
Next time at the pool.
Just recorded it on the phone or something.
There you go. I can take this upstairs. Like one of these days, I'm going to do it on my porch, but I'm worried about all the crickets that are going to be out there. So I did one time. I remember it was a thunderstorm, and you can hear the thunderstorm going on in the background.
It's kind of a cool ambiance.
Yes, it was, but
might put people to sleep.
Right. Well, it'd be more
more so
than that. If I don't do it already, it would probably add to it. So, okay. So you said you get started through Gull Lake just by random email. That's kind of neat.
Yep. I just sent an email. I really wasn't expecting a reply, but shot in the dark. And Coach Blakely replied and said, "Yeah, come on in. Let's talk." We talked, and rest is history. Right. So I spent that first season kind of learning the ropes on how Gull Lake does things, helping out with freshman, JV, and varsity, and just trying to be a sponge.
Right. Learn as much as you can.
Just an unbelievable baseball program that Gull Lake has developed, and Blakely obviously started that, and Coach Walters is continuing the tradition, and it's good to see.
He's the third generation Walters to coach high school at Gull Lake.
Yeah, I did not know that.
Yep, his grandpa did it for like a year. I think his dad did it for a year, and then he's now past 3. I kept joking with him, man, you just got to beat that 1 year. So
nailed it.
Nailed it. At least 3 years so far, so I think he's doing okay. Yeah. It's definitely a different atmosphere, different coaching style, but it's all competitive, and
absolutely.
It was tough to see Blakely go, but he did it for the right reasons. So.
Yep, and he's still hanging around.
Yeah,
I saw him the other day at Districts, I believe he was.
Yep.
So that was good to see him again.
One thing we got to get you to go down to Florida with us, man.
Yeah. I think the next trip, I'm gonna make it happen.
Gotcha. But yeah, it's a blast. So, going your first year, how was your first year in the program?
Like I said, I mean, it was just a little overwhelming just trying to learn how a Division I baseball program with such a rich history, how they run the show, but it was awesome.
You realize you already have the job, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But can't ever say too many good things to.
Right.
Karen, if you're listening, I could really use a raise.
Yeah, right. Okay, funny story about that real quick.
Uh-oh.
So you realize, okay, just to let everybody know, I was, and I'm not tooting my own horn, but this is my claim to fame that I have, is I was Gull Lake's first ever freshman coach.
Absolutely.
We started the program because we just had too many good kids that we couldn't weed out. So we started with trying to have a freshman schedule with the JV kids, and they're like, well, no, it's not working. We kept a lot more, and blah blah blah. Next year, we're like, okay, let's just try having our own freshman team. I'm like, who's stupid enough to do it for free? And they're like, oh yeah, I'll do it. So I did it for 3 years, and Hoover, Blakely's long-term assistant coach, had to retire, and he asked me if I would come and join him, and he knew the situation at home with what my daughter was going through, and the commitment level that isn't there as much as it was. So he's like, hey, come join me and we'll have fun. So we did that, and I stepped aside, and then you had Steve Mickness follow in my footsteps. He was a short-termer, though. He ended up moving down to Indianapolis.
Okay.
And then you had Coach Wartella,
Yep.
who is the first paid coach.
How about that?
I don't know how you guys got paid. I had it for 3 years of not getting paid, but I had great kids. It was fun.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
It's always fun. Those kids, it's so much different level of competition going from the varsity down to the freshmen, just watching or helping you out against Lakeview that one game. So you're a paid coach, the paid position. I'm glad you guys are paid. I know it's not much, but it's something. So,
well, thank you, Jack. I owe you a thank you for that trailblazing.
Right.
Appreciate it. I keep on politicking for your mug up there in the Freshman Hall of Fame.
There we go. Oh, I didn't even think about that.
I mean, it needs to happen.
Right. There we go. I'm going to start. I'll make T-shirts and everything.
Absolutely.
So, okay, so what was your first year of being a head coach like?
Another learning experience. Boy, it was a little different than being an assistant. I'll say that much. I had a pretty good grip on what I wanted to do for practices and whatnot, but when it's really up to you to run the show, there's a learning curve there.
Right.
And but what a great experience it was. Fortunately the kids were all, I didn't have too many big troublemakers that were headaches, so that was good for a first season, and they were willing to learn, and I think we did a fairly good job developing, and I think that's the name of the game. So, and not just developing the freshmen, but developing the coaching staff.
Right.
So, I'd like to think that I was a better coach at the end of the season than I was at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
And forward onto this year, I think that's the important thing, is not being complacent in what you've done and continue to learn. And I think we're doing that.
Right.
So, no, a great experience, and looking forward to keeping it up.
Yeah, I remember my first year. And just trying to figure out, how to build a lineup. And I've always, tried to follow what Walters did, and I realized that at the freshman level, it's not going to work. You can't follow what JV talent has. No. So I'm like, okay, what can I do? And I'm like, okay, I'm going to put my top 3 hitters, 1, 2, 3. The fastest one is going to be the best, is going to be lead off. Then I had a lefty that could drag bunt, and then I had a 3-hole hitter that was actually had some pop. So I think I went 16-3 my first year.
How about that?
Just by a simple fact that figuring out what the good lineup would look like. So, and I tried to do that my second year, and ended up 8-9, first losing season, blah blah blah. But again, I would have won. I would have been at least 500 had I not tried to be cool. The last game against Lakeview, we had Zach Patterson, Hunter Hazel's older brother.
Okay.
He was pitching, the lefty pitcher. Pitched a great game. He's like, I'm done. This is the last thing. I can't pitch anymore. I was like, let's do this. Okay, I want you to go out, throw one pitch. I don't care if it's over anybody's head or it's in the ground. Throw your one pitch. I'm going to pull you. You get all the admiration and claps and everything. And we did that. He came out. Everybody loved it. The guy put in crap the bed, and we lost. So it was pretty bad. And it was a kid that never usually pitched, so it was my fault for picking somebody that could probably physically beat me up to pitch. We had some issues earlier on in the season, but that's neither here nor there. So, but yeah, and then we had my third year was pretty intense. The first year that I coached, none of the kids made the varsity, so that whole group kind of just fell out throughout the system. So they played JV, but they never really made it to the varsity. So the next 2 years, all pretty much a good percentage of the kids were contributors. So
very cool, and that's kind of what those stories are what you kind of build on. A lot of kids, I think, when they make the freshman team, might have a little bit of disappointment that they didn't make the JV.
Yeah.
And what you do is you build on those positive stories. I look at Hunter Hazel or Jacob Loudon and say, hey, these guys were on the freshman team.
Right.
And what they did is they didn't complain.
Right.
They got to work, and they dominated at that level. And then they dominated at the next level. And here they are contributing at the highest varsity level in Division I high school baseball.
Right.
So, that, and I think that's kind of how you have to look at it is it's a development. So some kids develop faster than others. And you don't really, I think you can't be too worried about the wins and losses when it comes to a freshman level. Obviously you play to win the game. You want to win every game that you can. But the most important thing is that you're getting the kids reps and that they're improving and that they will someday contribute at a varsity level. That's our end game.
Right.
So, and I've only been at it 2 years, so we'll see what the first class does, but hopefully there's a couple there that end up contributing.
Right. Moving on to your past year, how was your last year? How was the previous year? Sorry.
So my first year, I think we were 10-9, and this year we were 8-11. So hanging around that 500 mark. What I've discovered is freshman teams are starting to die off.
Right.
It used to be that my first couple of years with the program, Parchment had a freshman team, St. Joe had one, Portage Northern was always like our big rival.
Right.
And this season, those teams didn't have it. Madawan, they used to have a freshman squad. So we were kind of struggling to find freshman teams and ended up having to play a lot of JV competition.
Right.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Play up. Those kids are gonna see it next season. They're gonna see sophomores and quality freshman pitchers, so they might as well see it this year.
Right.
And, if they strike out 3 times, so be it.
Right.
At least they're seeing that quality pitcher. Now,
was it true that one of the JV teams you faced, they brought varsity kids down?
Yeah, that was our first game of the season. I won't say who it was because I don't know who your listeners are.
Right.
But
a lot of people in Canada.
Gotcha. So, the first team we played, actually we scheduled them last year. They were the last team we played, and our freshman team thumped them pretty good, a couple of mercies. So I don't know if it was payback or what it was, but he brought down 2 of his starting varsity. His shortstop and third baseman were actually starters on the varsity.
Nice.
So, and they hit 3 and 4 in the lineup and did pretty well against us. So, that, and I didn't tell the kids that, but I think they kind of figured it out when we showed up and there's 2 guys on the field that have beards,
right?
And they got their wife and kids with them.
Right. So
it was kind of a dead giveaway. But,
right.
We actually played them pretty well. The first game, I think we lost 3-2, and the second game got a little out of hand, but I was actually pretty proud of the way we competed with really good competition in the first game.
So who are we going to be looking for in the future? Who do you think out of that group's going to be successful?
Oh, you want me to name drop?
No, we're good. We'll pass. But there's obviously going to be a lot of kids that.
Yeah. I think actually, talent-wise, this is one of the better classes that I've seen. It's my second year as the head coach, but then 3 years ago with Kyle, I was his assistant, and I think talent-wise, this is one of the better groups. So I think that they're going to do well at the JV level, and it kind of depends on how much they're willing to work. If they sit on the couch all summer playing Fortnite, they're probably not going to do well at the next level. But if they put in the time and throw in the off season and play travel ball if they can, or even if it's just rec ball, as
long as they're doing something.
As long as they're doing something, even if it's soccer or another sport,
right?
Just stay active and develop physically, and I think the majority of this freshman team is going to do well next level.
Good. I'm excited to see what they have to offer eventually. Mm-hmm. So, all right. So baseball is obviously a big part of your life. Like I said, I mentioned that we're a lot alike. One thing that we have special in common that we both got married on a baseball field.
Yeah. Yep.
Yours is a little bit more spectacular than mine, but let's talk about that a little bit. So, real quick, I got married on our varsity field. Coach Blakely and Mark Troop, who was the athletic director at the time, gave us the okay to use the field, and we set up chairs in the infield. I had 9 groomsmen, so we wanted to make it 9 because 9 people.
Yeah.
So We gave out our gifts were T-shirts with numbers on the back of them. So I don't know what kind of things you guys gave away, but we had an announcer and everything like that. So we had a golf cart that like a warm up or bullpen cart.
Nice.
So
now, did I hear that broke down?
So here's a story about that. So I was out and about just doing stuff because there's obviously like a huge break between pictures and the ceremony. And I was out moving the cart around and I wasn't paying attention and I hit a pillar with a tire. Nobody noticed it. So the whole purpose of that cart was my father-in-law was going to drive Jennifer and the ring bearer and the flower girls out in the golf cart. It's a modified golf cart pretty much. It was basically made for a paintball tank, but it's pretty interesting. But yeah, so they come out and they drop them off. And the goal was afterwards when we walked out, I was supposed to drive and just like do like burnouts or like donuts. That's the word I'm looking for. I can't think of donuts. I don't know why. Weird. Anyways, I was supposed to do donuts. So when I get going, nothing. I'm not moving at all. And they took a picture of it. And somehow when I hit the pillar, I destroyed the tire.
Oh.
So we could not move the golf cart. And yeah, I had a nice little face that I made, pouty face. So, but yeah, so we did that. And yeah. Other than that,
that's a fun story.
We got sunburnt. I don't know about you guys. Do you guys get sunburnt?
Yeah, so my wife, Melissa, it was actually her idea to get married on a baseball field.
Wow.
This was just, she sent me a text. I was at work. She said, "What do you think about getting married on a baseball field?" And I was like, "Are you kidding me right now? Are you like pulling my heartstrings?"
Right.
Because if you're messing with me, we're calling the wedding off. But no, she was serious. So we looked into it, and actually we originally booked Fifth Third Ballpark in Grand Rapids.
Yep.
But they a couple months later, they informed us that they were going to have a high school football game, the night before our wedding on the field.
Yeah,
so they're like, "I hope you're cool with goalposts and lines painted on the outfield." Like, well, not really. Kind of want a baseball field. So we got on the horn and we got a hold of the people that run Homer Stryker here in Kalamazoo, the home of the Growlers, and they were all about it. The owner of the Growlers actually got married there the year before us, but that was the only other wedding they've ever had. So they really did it up for us real nice. They cooked all the food, not just like hot dogs.
Right.
And hamburgers. I mean, actually really
I would have been okay
catered,
with that.
Which, me too. But it was actually really good catered food. And they put a dance floor out in center field with a tent. And, the groomsmen, we had the home dugout. So we got to chill in there in the locker room.
Nice.
Ping pong table. So we were having a good old time while the girls were all stressing in the visitor locker room. But it was September 23rd, 2017. We picked September because we figured it was going to be nice and cool.
Right.
And it was 95 degrees.
I know.
It just unbelievable. Like the weekend before was 65, weekend after 65, that weekend 95.
We wanted to do an October wedding because we were getting married in 2010. So like 10 would be cool.
Yeah.
We're like, but we didn't want to chance it being too cold or too nasty. So we ended up going August 28th, 8 to 8:10. So.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so Homer Stryker Field, you had an interesting person.
Yeah, so when we were talking about who was going to marry us, neither Melissa or I are real super religious, so we kind of wanted to go outside the normal preacher route.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I know this guy that actually used to play on this field back when they were the Kings, I believe. And it just so happens that I kind of worked for him for Gull Lake. And that's Coach Reggie Walters. And, just knowing his personality and, his outgoing, just the way he is, very good public speaker. I said, I can't picture anybody else that I'd rather have give the talk. And she was cool with it. And we talked to Reggie and I bribed him. I really had to bribe him quite a bit. But he was down for it, and he gave a heck of a speech.
You'd be surprised at how little he wants to speak out in public. Being a teacher,
right?
But anything bigger than a classroom, he gets.
Yeah, he was nervous. There's no doubt about it, and I still owe him because that was a heck of a favor, especially since we really didn't know each other very well. I think probably it had only been with the program for a year or two. So,
now you probably would have got away with it for free.
Yeah, probably, but or he just would have not done it at all and said no. Yost, you're on your own.
I'm too busy.
I've got something going on every
I'll probably
weekend.
be up in Mackinac or something like that, wherever he goes, up to the cabin.
Yeah, up to the cabin trout fishing.
Still
I'm
waiting
for my invite, right? Yeah. He hasn't invited you either?
No.
Oh, that makes me feel better.
We'll just follow him one time and just show up.
I think so.
I'm pretty good at that. I found your address, so I mean, I found your house, so we should be able to find his.
I think so. Yeah.
All right. So, okay, going back, so your wife's name is Melissa.
Yes.
How'd you guys meet?
Actually, we met. She used to manage North 11, a restaurant here in Kalamazoo.
Yep.
And just kind of randomly, I was in there to watch a Tigers game one day, and kind of we didn't start dating back then. That's been, probably close to 8 years that we met. But we just kind of hit it off as friends
All right.
first, and
She put you in the friend zone?
she put me in the friend zone. Yeah.
You got out of it.
I got
Congratulations.
it. I clawed my way out.
There you go.
Got in good. She's kind of a country girl herself. She likes to hunt and fish, and that's a couple things that I really like doing. And actually, she kind of a funny story. A few years ago, back before we were dating, there was a group of us that were going on a guys' salmon fishing trip up into Manistee, and I invited her boyfriend at the time to go with us, and she ended up showing up. Well,
Wasn't the plan,
this is,
right?
this is kind of a dude's party. And she was like, no, if there's fishing involved, I'm going to be there. So I kind of had to respect that, and then of course she ended up catching like the first fish and the biggest fish.
Nice.
So that really upset a lot of, especially Brian Wrench was really upset about that.
Were you the big fish? Is that where she caught you?
That was nice. Yeah, well played. But no, it was actually a salmon.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Fair enough.
So no, long story short, our paths kind of crossed again a couple years later, and here we are. We've been married now since 2017. Going good.
Good. So what does she do?
Melissa is an accountant. She is actually just got her master's from Western, and she is working on her CPA. So she's the breadwinner.
There you go. Yes, CPA is pretty intense.
I keep telling her, hurry up and get this test done so I can retire and just coach
exactly.
full-time.
My wife is going back to school right now. She wants to be a neurologist psychologist.
Hey, yeah, absolutely.
Neurology I don't remember what it's.
She puts up with you.
Right,
So she's,
exactly. Right. So I told her, I said, I will try to make as much as I can to keep you in school, but once you get your job, I'm done.
That's it.
I will be the mom of the house and go from there. But yeah, so she's doing that, and I know what it takes to be in a CPA. Doing a lot of accounting background that I have, so it can be kind of interesting.
Yeah. Her springs are pretty crazy. From February, actually January through April. I mean, she's putting down 70, 80 hours a week, and then you add me coaching high school baseball through there, and we don't actually get to see each other very much.
Right.
So, but she's quite a trooper, and she's been putting up with it, and I really appreciate all the support that she's given me. This is kind of a dream of mine that she's supported, and that's kind of a rare thing to have. So, if she's listening, then thanks, babe.
Well, at least I have one download, right?
There should be at least one.
Right. There you go. Yeah, my wife doesn't listen to this, by the way.
She listens to you enough at home.
Right. That's fair enough. Yeah. I'm sure she's probably upstairs wondering what's taking so long. But yeah, you throw baseball, and then I wanted to do a podcast, and I actually want to start shooting video too. So it's like I'm trying to make more things for myself, and she's like, "Why are you doing that to yourself? Spend time with us." I'm like, "I do spend time with you guys, but you're always on your computer." I mean, if I'm not editing the show, I'm writing the show, or I'm doing homework for school because I'm still going to school. So, but yeah, okay. Get into an important question. Okay. How did you pop the question? Or did she ask you to marry her?
No, okay. No. I planned it out. We took a trip out to South Haven, and I left my guitar with her sister, and her sister brought my guitar out when we were taking a walk along the pier.
Oh.
And I did the whole public embarrassment thing where
Nice.
I had written her a song, and so I busted out the guitar and got down on a knee, and it was a beautiful day out there. She said yes. She told me to get to the point because
Right.
it was one of those like ballads, those epic 12-minute
November
songs.
Rain.
Yeah,
American Pie.
hold on, babe. I got a couple more solos
Right.
I got to get to here. So she, get to the point here, kid.
She got out the hook.
Yeah. So, no, it was a good time, and then we went out for drinks and celebrated afterwards. But she said yes, and that was the important thing.
Right.
So
Right.
there was a video of it at one point, but it was pretty windy on the pier, so
Okay.
audio quality was not the greatest.
Gotcha.
I should have recruited you and all your sound equipment. And really
Right,
just made
exactly.
a whole big production.
Yeah, JB3 Productions would have came out there. That's what I'm calling myself, by the way, JB3.
Gotcha.
There we go. So a little plug there, maybe something down the line. But yeah. Okay, so she said yes. Traditionally, did you ask mom and dad before?
They actually I did, and they just about blew it. I think they,
Oh, they almost told?
yeah,
Ooh.
we were kind of sitting around a campfire. Her dad is a musician.
How cool is that? Do you guys ever jam together?
Yeah, a little bit. He's big into country music, and actually he kind of runs a VFW up in Baldwin, and they do live music every Friday. So I've played it once or twice up there with him. Great guy. But I had told him that I had written her a song, and this was after I asked for her hand in marriage, and then fast forward a week or two later, and we're sitting around the campfire playing guitar, and he was like, "Oh, why don't you play that new song you wrote for Melissa?" I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about,
Shut up.
Dave.
Shut up. Spoiler alert.
Yeah. So she might have kind of caught wind of it.
Right.
Coming.
As soon as the guitar popped out while you guys on the beach.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean that was a dead giveaway then, but at that point she was on a pier, so she couldn't really get away.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a great thought.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
So my wife hates public displays of anything. So one of the things is me being the way I am, I'm so extroverted and she's so introverted. I like making scenes, and I don't know why I do that, but that's me. So my personality was, I'm thinking of ways to ask her, and she's like, please don't. Just ask me, you and me. I don't want it. She had limitations on it. She didn't want it here. She didn't want it there. First of all, I made the mistake of having her pick out the ring and buying it in front of her, and she knew I had it. So
Gotcha.
Every chance she got, when are you going to ask me? When are you going to ask me? So I ended up, she didn't want it on her dad's birthday because it didn't want to take away from his birthday.
Sure.
So I waited until midnight that night. I actually asked them at his party if I could do this. Yeah, he said yes. They're more than welcome to me. So fast forward, 12:01 midnight next day, asked the question on August 2nd. So, but yeah, it was
Very nice.
pretty interesting. Yeah, not very whimsical or majestic as I would say as being on a pier. You're the second one. Wyatt Whitman proposed, I think, on the same said pier.
No kidding.
Yep. So.
He copied me.
Right. Yeah. He's newer. He's newer. Yeah. So, but yeah, my only claim to fame is though I have a tendency to, when I'm at home, only wear underwear. So I was in my underwear because we were we were
nice.
about ready to go to bed. So.
I was kind of wondering where you're going with that.
Oh,
story.
sorry. Maybe
It's
you
getting
should
real personal.
edit that out. I'm wearing underwear right now. So sorry, everybody. Okay. So I'm sure you get asked this a lot now, but when are you going to see some babies?
Oh, yeah. You and Melissa both are asking.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. We're talking about maybe starting to try in the fall. I fight it as long as I can, but it's coming. I want them.
Right.
It's just coaching takes up a lot of time, and I like to hunt and fish, and there's so many other things that I know that the kids kind of put a damper on, but it's coming sooner or later, I'm sure.
Right. Yeah. You guys both want it, so that's cool.
Yep, absolutely.
I forgot to ask you before that. Did you take her name or did she take yours?
Next question.
Because I don't know her last name.
She was a Woodman.
Oh, okay.
Now she's a healthy Yost.
Okay,
So,
finally. Oh, there we go.
Proud Yost.
Proud Yost. There we go. Alex Woodman. Has a nice ring to it, though.
It's not bad.
Rolls right off the...
Yeah.
My wife was actually excited to take my name because it was less letters to spell out.
Mm-hmm.
So hers was Fairchild, so it was...
Okay.
Going from Fairchild to Baird was a bonus, so...
Ah,
But yeah, so babies in the future, yeah, they do take a lot of time. So, speaking of coaching, my wife was pregnant during the whole summer travel ball team that I coached. So she was a trooper and she was out in the dugout with us the whole time. So,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, barefoot and pregnant in the dugout.
Sweltering heat.
Yes.
And the whole 9 yards. Nice.
Yes. Actually, sad note, with my daughter's condition, I kind of wondered if that was one of the things that caused her condition, but it's all purely genetic. Yeah. It was going to happen regardless. So, but yeah. So, okay. Other than baseball, what are some of the other passions?
Well, like I mentioned before, I'm big into hunting and fishing. I think if you go to Athens High School, that's probably, it comes with the territory. But obviously I brought a guitar for some reason.
Right.
So, I learned how to play guitar when I was in high school, and music has played a pretty big role in my life over the years.
How long have you been playing?
Well, I started when I was 16, so we're going on 20 years, I guess. I started with bass guitar.
Okay. The easiest.
The easiest, yep. A buddy of mine who I'm actually still very close friends with, fantastic musician. But we were both about the same age, and there was like 4 of us that got this idea to make a rock band in high school.
What were your influences?
I'd say probably Incubus, Deftones, Everclear.
Okay.
Kind of more the
one-hit wonders.
Yeah. Wow. Dagger to my heart there. But so we said, we should form a band. And like I said, there were 4 of us, and only my buddy Bryce, he was the only one that knew how to play an instrument.
Nice.
So he kind of taught me how to play root notes on a bass guitar, and then a guy picked up a drum set and started learning drums. So for about 6 months, we played 2 songs over and over again.
Yeah.
And eventually just 2 songs turn into 4. And
right.
Then you start writing your own music, and then start playing shows and start getting ego, and
right.
That all happens.
How big was your van that you toured in?
It was my Caprice Classic.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it was your moped from California.
Yeah, a one-man band there.
There you go.
So, no, then I picked up the 6-string when I was 18. My parents bought me a guitar for graduation.
Oh.
Started learning how to play that.
I was hoping you got it from the 5 and dime.
I don't know that reference.
You don't know that reference? Summer of '69?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I don't know if Bryan Adams is in your wheelhouse.
I've heard of him, and he's got a couple of good jams. The Robin Hood song, that was a nice love song.
Everything I do for you, buddy.
Yeah. Oh, hey, ditto.
Right. Heaven.
Yeah. I understand the references, but no, I'm not. No,
okay.
I'm not a Bryan Adams cover artist.
Definitely weirdest combination for a concert ever. Def Leppard opened for Bryan Adams.
No kidding.
Yeah, I went to that. It was at Oldsmobile Park, which is now Cooley Law Stadium, where the Lansing Lugnuts play. So
yeah, that's a strange combo there.
And I would assume that Bryan Adams would have opened up for Def Leppard, but no, it was the other way around.
Well, if it was it early '90s, late '90s, somewhere around there.
No, it was after I graduated. So I
don't know.
It was after you graduated too. So
good for Bryan Adams.
Right, exactly. But anyways, so do you play any other instruments?
I kind of dabble with the drums every once in a while. Actually, the buddy that I mentioned, Bryce, he and I still play shows together.
Okay.
And he's a fantastic guitarist and singer and songwriter, and also happens to be a really good drummer. So when he does a show, a lot of times I'll play bass or rhythm guitar, or I'll hop on the drums, and it takes a few drinks for me to actually get into the drums.
Right.
But I kind of toy with that a little bit. Kind of learned a little bit on the mandolin, but guitar is that's where I'm most comfortable.
I think the mandolin is like my favorite instrument ever.
Oh yeah,
just the sound that it makes.
Yep. Yeah, that's a great instrument, no doubt.
I don't know if you're familiar with Domestic Problems.
Nope.
Oh, they're a Kalamazoo Grand Rapids Kalamazoo band.
Okay.
Really big. Lead singer is big. That's a fat joke. But yeah, they have a mandolin in there.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, very cool instrument. Almost like a bigger ukulele kind of thing.
Yeah. Yep. Kind of similar.
Right. Kind of. So all right, who else is in your band?
Well, we're kind of a revolving door of musicians.
Like Spinal Tap?
Yeah, sort of.
Okay. Except nobody combusts.
Right, exactly. So yeah, Bryce, he plays a lot of the shows with me, and then another good buddy of mine that actually graduated with Eric is Eric Payne. He's a fantastic lead guitarist, so he'll play the occasional show with me here and there. And then I've been very fortunate to find a couple of incredible fiddle players.
Okay.
One guy named Clint Gitchell, he's from up in Howard City, bluegrass musician, just unbelievably talented fiddle player. But he kind of got into playing the Celtic music with me a little.
Okay.
And so he's actually just played a show with him St. Patty's Day. It had just a great time.
Right.
And then when he wasn't around, we had another a girl by the name of Veronica Sierri. She graduated from Western with a degree in violin, and then got a master's from Florida State in violin,
Right.
which
Right.
I don't know what you do with a master's in that.
Right.
She's now she's on the east side of the state, but another incredibly talented musician. Those two were way too talented to be playing with me, but we had a good time playing a lot of shows together, and just having a good old time.
I think I was in the same boat as far as being around talented people. I was not talented enough to be in the group that I was in, because a lot of people don't know I was actually in a band just out of high school. Yeah, I was a drummer for a band, so
cool.
We played a couple shows here and there, but nothing too big. It was pretty much kind of a family, and
Okay.
they had their own little sound, and then they needed a drummer, and they knew I was a drummer, so I hooked up with them and played with them for a couple times. And
Nice.
the guy was the lead guitarist was amazing. Our singer was pretty cool. Other than that, one of my best friends played the keyboard, so
Okay.
yeah, we played. It was a Christian band.
Okay.
So we one of our main big gigs was Founders Day weekend at Delton, and it was as big as it sounds. And it was we opened up for a group called Pats and Praise, which is a old time country gospel singing old person group, realistically. And that was the fan base was that. So we have them, and then you have us, we were playing more Christian rock songs, so way louder than it really was what they expected. So at one point in time, I looked over and there's this old man covering his ears. So I'm like, oh, that's when I knew we made it, is when the old man was covering his ears. So It was fun playing with them, and we went our separate ways. And I keep telling them we should make a reunion tour, but I don't know. It'd be interesting. I think we could pull it off. I haven't played a drum set in forever. I'm kind of nervous to see if I still have the chops.
Riding a bike.
Right.
Yep.
Right. So.
Okay. No, we had we played at Lila Palooza.
Okay.
A couple seasons, and the one year some of my original songs are a little on the more risque side. Not swearing, but content matter. Okay. So.
So I would like it.
You would like it, yeah.
Okay.
But there was a number of people that didn't appreciate my sense of humor, I guess. But it is what it is. You do what you are good at and what you enjoy, and hopefully enough other people enjoy it that they'll come to your shows.
Right. So it's not really a business to you. You're just having fun.
Yeah, just a passion, just a kind of a hobby that I think kind of baseball has overtaken the music.
Right.
And old age, because the fact of the matter is I just can't close down bars till 2 a.m. playing shows anymore, and especially getting up at 4 a.m. to go to work.
Right.
So that's kind of been the evolution of me, has been passion going from music to more baseball.
Right.
So
it's a good trade-off. I mean,
yeah, both.
I love both. I've always been a huge music fan, and I think that's why you and I get along.
Absolutely.
Get along together, because I love music, and there isn't a whole lot of people in our group, if you've noticed, that are really into music as much as we are. So, but being able to talk shop, kind of like with that to you. So I'm really jealous of you too, by the way. I didn't know. I'm always jealous of anybody that can play the guitar. I don't know if I have the discipline to play guitar or learn how to play guitar, but I would love to try.
If I can do it, anybody can do it.
Right. Now, are you good at Rock Band and
no,
Guitar
terrible.
Hero?
Terrible at it.
So
the two
embarrassingly bad. The two don't go well together?
No. And then I get an attitude with the kid that's on like expert mode and I can play Stairway.
Right.
Good for you. You can't really play Stairway.
Right. Well, I know Post Malone. Are you familiar with Post Malone? He played Guitar Hero and was really good expert, stuff like that. That's how he learned to play guitar. He's from there. So he's like, if I could do that, I can play guitar. So didn't have anything to do with the auto-tune that he uses, but you're not auto-tuned, are you?
No,
straight
it's
your
just
voice?
straight, terrible voice. I mean,
Right.
it's unfiltered.
Right.
You know.
I think the last time I saw you was at Beneke's bash.
Yeah. That was fun.
Is he called to re-up for this year?
No, he actually. I think there was a restraining order.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So.
And I don't think it came from him.
No, it's probably his wife and children.
Right.
Yeah.
Usually happens. I know the feeling. I still think that's how I'm only to get like some big celebrity's autograph is through a PPO.
Hey, it works. Right. You still put it on the wall.
Right. Exactly. What is the name of your band, by the way? I forgot to ask that.
This current band is named Whiskey Scallywag.
Nice. Where did that come up?
I think just kind of randomly.
Okay.
Started playing Irish music a few years ago, and just kind of toying around with kind of a fun name that kind of got you an idea of what we were about.
Right.
And we don't take ourselves too serious. Go up there, and the objective is to see people laughing.
Right.
See them laughing and maybe singing along, dancing. So when with that in mind, the Whiskey Scallywag, we get in a little bit of trouble, mild trouble here and there, and and have a good time doing it.
Good.
So
sure beats Ointment.
Yeah.
That was my band's name.
Ointment.
Yeah,
Nice.
I had joined after they named it, so I didn't ask. I was like, okay, I'll just play the drums, whatever.
Right.
That's fine. All right, so you brought your guitar. Let's give it a crack.
Give it a crack.
Do you have a name for your guitar, by the way?
I think at one point the guitar's name was Ember.
Okay.
Because of the color.
Color.
But
Gotcha.
I don't have too much of a personal relationship with my instruments.
Is this your only guitar, or do you have more?
I do have another. I have an electric guitar.
Okay.
It's a Kiss Special Edition. So it's a
Right.
silver tone.
you go.
It's pretty aggressive looking. It looks like playing death metal. Then I'll
Right.
get up there and strum some nice Irish chords. And it's kind of funny, actually.
Right. All right. What's the name of the song you're gonna play?
I figured I'd start with the song that kind of got me into Irish music to begin with.
Incubus Drive.
Incubus Drive.
Okay.
It's funny that you mentioned that because that was when I said two songs. That was one
the first
of them.
one. Okay.
Yeah.
I used to do that. Karaoke Revolution has that on that. I get perfect score on that one every time.
Nice. No, this was actually a country artist, Steve Earle, wrote this song, and I kind of made popular by a really, really terrible love movie called P.S. I Love You. Just an awful movie, but the song.
Tom Hanks.
No, that was Gerald
Butler.
Butler, yeah, Leonidas.
Yeah. And then Karate Kid 4.
Yeah,
What's her name?
I don't know.
Okay,
I can't remember the actress's name.
That's all I'm thinking about.
All I know it was a god awful movie, but I really liked the song, and the song is kind of, opened my eyes to a different genre of music.
Okay.
And so I'll start with this.
All right, let's get it going.
Well, I took a stroll down the old long walk of a day. I met a little girl and we started to talk on a fine soft day. And I asked you, friend, what's a fella to do if her hair was black and her eyes were blue? And I knew right then I'd be taking a whirl around the Salt Hill Prime with the Galway girl. We were halfway there when the rains came down on a day. She asked me up to her flat downtown on a fine soft day. And I asked you, friend, well, I'd do if her hair was black and her eyes were blue. So I took her hand and I give her a twirl, and I lost my heart to a Galway girl. Well, when I woke up, I was all alone, with a broken heart and a ticket home on a fine soft day. And I ask you now, tell me, what would you do if her hair was black and her eyes were blue? 'Cause I travel around, been all over this world, I ain't never met nothing like a Galway girl. I've never met nothing like a Galway girl.
Wow, I don't know if I'm supposed to clap or stand up. I'm impressed. That was very good.
There's a tip jar in front of me.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. I do have cash. You did see the wad of cash I pulled out. I said I was going to pay you, so.
Oh,
right.
Nice.
Right. So.
Retire early.
Retire early, yes. Off the $5 I'm going to give you. And I think it's like not $5. It's like $5 for Big B. I don't know if you're a coffee fan or not.
Not really, but it's the thought that matters.
Okay, gotcha.
So
nice. All right, that was really. So who was that again? I'm sorry.
That was Steve Earle.
Steve Earle.
Yep.
Okay. P.S. I love you.
P.S. I love you. My favorite movie of all
right.
time.
There you go.
I mean, the worst movie of all time.
It was Gerard Butler, and it was Hilary Swank.
Ah, nice.
Karate Kid 4.
Yep.
While you were looking, I'm upset that I didn't know. I knew it was Karate Kid 4, but I could not get Hilary Swank for the life of me, so I had to look it up. So.
Yep. Good. Good. That's good research.
Yes, very, very good. I need to hire somebody to do that for me.
Yeah. You need a producer.
I do. Gosh. What are you doing after the show? You want to be my producer?
I got plans.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Very, very fun. All right. Now this is the fun segment of the show. It's a chance to get to know the other side of Alex Yost. I don't know if we can get any deeper than this. You got your guitar.
It seems like we're really getting in deep.
Right.
We're gonna need the mud boots here.
All right. There you go. Is there any special talents that you have that most people don't know you possess?
I could fall asleep within like 30 seconds of closing my eyes.
I love that. That's a great talent.
That's about it.
How do you do at movies?
I've always been good at staying awake up until we went to see Godzilla the other day, and I fell asleep during the final climax, the final battle.
Oh wow, you had that much enough of it, and you're like, oh,
I guess, yeah, that was really disappointing.
Now, were you in a really nice theater and the seats were really comfortable, and that's what kind of helped towards it?
I don't know. I think there's obviously a sleep problem that I probably should see a doctor about.
Right. Might have sleep apnea. Sure.
I might. Yeah.
So, all right. If they made a movie about you, who would star in it?
Oh boy, probably Zach Galifianakis.
That's a great. That's awesome. That's awesome.
I really can't think of a better one.
The problem is not many people know who that is. He was in The Hangover. He was in Two Ferns.
Yeah.
You ever seen his Two Ferns?
Oh, yeah, the Two Ferns is hilarious.
Oh man, and then he did that one movie with Gerald Butler.
We're really on Gerald Butler right now.
There we go. Yeah, with Robert Downey Jr. Due Date.
Yeah, that's a pretty funny movie.
Right. So, and then he was in Campaign with Will Ferrell. Mm-hmm. That was funny. I'm trying to think of other things than Hangover that he was in. Very, very funny guy. Yeah. I thought he was in Out Cold. I don't remember if you've seen Out Cold.
No.
That's, if you have time, watch that one. That's a funny one with Jason London or Jeremy London. I can't remember which twin it is. So, all right. Okay. So he's gonna be starring you. Who's gonna be the love interest?
Obviously, my wife Melissa. Right. But if she's not available, probably Scarlett Johansson.
There you go. Yeah. I thought you were going to say Hilary Swank. Meg Ryan.
Meg Ryan.
Old school.
Is she still alive?
Yeah, I don't know. We just made her relevant again, so.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Right,
Meg.
Exactly. We'll be waiting for the hashtag Meg Ryan fans to email me. So, okay, so Scarlett Johansson?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Why not? No other thought to it, just then.
Nah, I mean, she's killed off in the Avengers movie, so she's got to be looking for work.
Right. There you go. You don't think they're going to do Black Widow?
Yeah, maybe, I guess.
Yeah.
Sure, she can fit my life biography movie in there somewhere.
Right, exactly.
She's got a half an hour.
Right. There you go. Beginning and an end. All right, there we go. If you could go back in time and observe any event in history without changing the outcome, what would it be?
Boy, now we're getting deep. I'm gonna stick to a sports theme. I'd sure like to go back and watch the Tigers win a World Series.
Would you go all the way back to 68 or would you go to 84?
I'd go to 84. Just because I'm a little more connected to those players than the 68 team.
Right. You always worried about the time travel conundrum of running into yourself. I figured if we go in 68, I wasn't around in 68. So
good point. You're worried about the fate of the universe, and I just really want to see the Tigers win a World Series.
Yeah, fair enough.
So
now, did you ever go to the Tiger Stadium, old Tiger Stadium?
Yep.
One of my biggest regrets was not going to see them at Tiger Stadium.
Yeah, my dad took me several games there, and it seemed like we were always stuck behind a stinking pillar. That she couldn't see half the field, but it's still a very cool environment.
All right. If you could meet any celebrity, who would it be?
I was actually talking with Melissa about this. That right now I'm kind of on that show, Meat Eater. So Steve Rinella.
Okay.
He's a big hunter.
Okay, gotcha.
Aside from him, I've always been a big fan of Greg Maddux.
Okay.
As far as pitching goes, he's kind of my hero. So I wouldn't mind meeting. Actually, I did meet him when I was a kid. Back when he played for the Braves.
Okay.
Met him down in Florida for spring training.
Okay.
He was actually I think he was just traded. That was his first season with the Braves. And so I got his autograph and actually met Ned Yost.
Okay.
Who manages the Royals now.
Yep.
Uncle Ned. What I call him, but apparently he doesn't call me.
He is not returning your phone calls.
He's also not returning my phone calls.
Right.
Of course, I used him as a reference to Coach Blakely when I got the job there at Gull Lake. I said, well, if you have any questions about my baseball acumen, talk to Uncle Ned.
Nice. Now, do you remember your first celebrity crush?
I don't remember my first. No, I don't. How about my most recent?
There you go. That'll work.
Does that count?
Right.
Chris Hemsworth.
Okay. There we go.
I mean, is that fair?
Is that Thor, right?
Just Thor, yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Not in his other roles. I mean,
No.
he's terrible at anything else he does.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
He sure nailed that Thor down.
I know, right? I have not seen all the Thor movies yet. I've seen all the Avengers.
Uh-huh.
And I'm kind of working myself backwards to see everything else.
Gotcha.
But everybody says the Thor movies are hilarious.
Yeah, the most recent ones. The second one was pretty bad, but it's funny. That's also my wife's celebrity crush, and she was looking forward to the most recent Avengers movie just because of Thor.
And you got Fat Thor?
You got Fat Thor.
Oh, spoiler alert.
Oh, if you haven't seen it, yeah, he's fat. But I really appreciated that.
Right.
I felt like,
something obtainable.
Yeah, I said, you were always complaining that I didn't look like Thor. Well,
there you go. I found
You're welcome.
I found your next Halloween costume.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. I mean, it's a Big Lebowski, really, is all you're going for there.
Right.
Just with a little bit more of a Thorish look to it. But
I watched online, there's a clip of him playing Hurt by Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash's version of Hurt. It's awesome.
Nice.
If you get a chance to look at it on YouTube.
yeah, I have to check that out.
Things that are on YouTube these days. The Baird Necessities you can find on YouTube, by the way. Plug. Cha-ching. Is there anything on your playlist that you might be embarrassed for me to look at?
There's probably more Kesha on there than there should be.
You're the second person.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I believe, who was it just recently that said that? I'm struggling to see. I think it was Nate Warglet.
Oh, really?
Huge Kesha fan.
I actually used to cover one of her songs.
Which song?
TikTok.
Oh, obviously. That was a dumb question. Her only song that I know of. So, but yeah. I mean, if they can do it on Glee, they can do it. I mean, anyone can do it. Yeah. So Kesha, is there anybody else?
No. I don't have too many Jonas Brothers songs or Spice Girls or anything like that.
Are you going old school?
Yeah.
You know what I want? What I really want. Sorry. Bad joke. I had whole dad jokes. So the whole thing was I was supposed to cover Father's Day on air at the radio station I work for, and I had all these dad jokes ready to go, and I was throwing them off left and right. When I went to show up, the person that I was supposed to be filling in for was there, so I'm like, I'll just turn around and go home. So yeah, here's my dad jokes if you want to use them. They didn't use them.
They didn't use your dad jokes.
Yeah, one of them was like
kind of heartbreaking.
It was 5 out of 4 people are bad at fractions.
Yeah.
So there you go.
That's a dad joke.
Right. There you go.
No doubt about it.
You're gonna have to get used to that. Build your way up to it. So
I've been practicing.
Yeah, I've been practicing. Okay. Has there been any like embarrassing concerts that you've been to? Like any weird ones that you wouldn't expect to see you at?
I've been to a Sheryl Crow concert, but I don't think that's too embarrassing.
No. Only for Lance Armstrong.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Now I get you.
Yeah, there you go. Sorry. Ooh.
No, I think every other concert, I've been to some pretty bad metal shows, and
Do you go to a lot of concerts?
not as many as I used to.
Okay.
It used to be a pretty regular thing, and now, like I said, it's hard waking up so early and going out to those concerts. I think, I can't even remember the last one we went to was probably Eric Church, which was actually a fantastic show.
Right.
Always been a fan of his, but he really impressed me with his stage performance. I mean, it was impressive. So.
Speaking of impressive stage performance, the last concert I went and saw was Shania Twain.
No kidding.
Just recently. It was up in Grand Rapids a couple months ago. She can still put on a show.
Really?
Ooh. Wow. Still looks great too.
Well.
Ooh. But anyways, she looked great back when we graduated in high school. So yeah. Took the wife there, got benefits of working at a radio station. They had extra tickets and nobody wanted to go, so
awesome.
Let's go. So
I'm going to see. Did you get tickets to the Luke Bryan playing at Stafford Farms there in Richland?
I am so concerned about how hectic that's going to be.
It's probably going to be crazy.
That's kind of why I've kind of shied away.
Yeah.
I went to Birthday Bash, and I wasn't a really big fan of all the people there. And I had the opportunity to go to the Faster Horses last year, and I didn't go because, again, the amount of people that were there.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be pretty intense.
Had I known that the bracelet that I had was for the VIP like media tent, I probably would have found my way out there. But
yeah.
No, he didn't go. So, yeah, I don't know. I probably could find a way to go to the concert with the connections that I have, but again, with it being Richland and they say expecting over 20,000 people.
Ooh.
I know the radio.
So
our radio.
Hear the number.
Yeah, our radio station's going to be there. They're going to do. I don't know if they're going to be on stage with him or if they're just going to be outside, but it's only like us and another Lansing station. And funny enough, the Grand Rapids big B station is not getting access. So their people said that this is a country farm, country event. That's a city station. So
nice. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Spoiler alert. I hope not getting myself in trouble for saying that, but that's what they kind of told everybody.
Yeah.
So
I won't tell.
No. Okay. Good.
Nobody listens.
No, the three people in Germany will not say anything. So apparently, maybe the Baird necessities means something else in German.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. Yeah. What was the favorite concert you ever went to?
Oh, favorite concert. Growing up, I was always a fan of Everclear.
Okay.
He was like Art Alexakis was one of my kind of idols as a young musician, and I got to see him down in South Bend play a show at the college there, which they weren't supposed to swear in, and they swore a lot just because they weren't supposed to swear.
It's Notre Dame. We can say Notre Dame.
Yeah, I don't like to say that name.
Oh, that's right. You're a Michigan fan.
Yeah, but after the show, we were leaving and saw the tour bus, and just thought, yeah,
why not?
Why not? And walked up, and it was a small venue. I think probably only 1,000 people there. And yeah, sure enough, they were there. And he came out. It was raining. Came out and said hi, and actually invited us onto the tour bus. Shared a Heineken. Had a Heineken.
Wow.
It's a terrible beer. That's the first time I ever had a Heineken. But
the last time you ever had it?
Yeah. And I was so nervous getting to meet him that I kind of slurred when he asked what my name was, and I said, Malix.
Malix?
He said, Malix? That's the coolest name I've ever heard. He's like, a Star Trek name?
There you go.
Yeah.
I've met a lot of celebrities. I've never had that with celebrities, but you get me around athletes. like even high school athletes, when I met Zach Fish for the first time, I'm like, and the first time I met him, so he is sliding into second base and he gets spiked and he's bleeding. So our trainer wasn't there. So I'm like fumbling around trying to patch him up and trying not to be stupid. Like, so I'm like, and then we finally got him stitched up. I mean, I'm surprised he let me stitch him up, but no, we finally got him to stop bleeding and it was fun. But yeah. Around athletes, I'm stupid with, but I've met my fair share of country singers. I might name drop a little bit if you don't mind.
Oh, by all means.
Blake, they were talking about Blake Shelton or what everybody's favorite song of his was, and I posted on Facebook that I got a chance to meet him down in Three Rivers. So
very cool.
Before he got really super big. I mean, he's always been tall, but like before he got really super big musically. So, right. But yeah, him and first ever celebrity I met was Jody Messina. I don't know if you're familiar with her.
Yeah. Yep.
I learned a valuable lesson that day. If you're the last person in the meet and greet line, they'll do whatever you ask them to.
Huh.
So every time after that, I always, hey, go ahead of me. So we got to the end of the line. She looked at me. She's like, "Are you the last person in line?" I'm like, "Yes." "Oh, come here." I got a big old huge hug. It was awesome, and I was pushing about 320 back then. So getting a hug from a little itty bitty girl like that was pretty cool. So she signed everything I had. I had her do a couple drops for me, and it was pretty cool. So the weirdest interaction I had was with Kenny Chesney though. Yeah, he was obviously so short, and again I was pushing 320, and being 6 foot, I made him look like I ate like 3 of him. And one of the things I had to have him sign was boxer shorts, and I didn't get like the normal like white cotton boxer shorts. I got like the whitey tighty like boxer briefs. So he kind of gave me a funny look and like, why am I signing this kind of thing? So, but yeah, there's
that's a little weird.
There's my 2 name drops, 3 name drops. I'll go from there. But yeah, so
was that the first 3 PPOs also?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I couldn't get Jody Messina to stop bothering me. So, but yeah, so before we go any further, you got another song you want to play?
Yeah, I'll play. How about a song from? Well, should I original or a cover?
Just like do whatever you want to.
Do whatever I want to.
Yeah. This is the Alex Yost experience right now.
All right. Well, I guess it's not a true experience if I don't play something that I wrote. So
all right.
Play this song. This is called Irish Shore. Place far too well, far too long. I know every single story in this one horse town. I cannot wait to get away someday soon. I cannot wait to escape with just me and you. If only to. So will you come with me and leave this town behind across the great blue sea? We'll find what we're looking for on the Irish shore. I wanna stay in some Dublin pub all day long. I wanna wash away the memory of our old town. I wanna sing and dance and clap along with the Gaelic tune. I wanna waste the gray blue sea, we'll find what we're looking for on the Irish shore. I cannot wait any longer. My will is getting so much stronger. I cannot stay here anymore. I need to sail away and find that Celtic shore. So will you come with me and leave this town behind? Across the gray blue sea, we'll find what we're looking for on the Irish shore. On the Irish shore. All right.
There we go. Irish, was it Irish Shore?
Irish shore.
There we go.
Yes, sir.
I couldn't tell. Sorry.
Ah,
Bad joke. That was really good, by the way. Sorry.
thank you.
I hope I wasn't too distracting with the interpretive dance I was doing with it.
No,
Good. I was afraid I might have distracted you, so
I couldn't believe you were doing the river dance.
I know, right?
Yeah, that was incredible.
Shirt off and everything.
You don't have to tell everything.
Oh, sorry. Anyways, moving back to the list. So, okay, we talked about your favorite concerts. And when you were talking about the Everclear, I don't know if you've heard of Bootleg, GRD Bootleg 98.
Yeah, sure.
Did you hear
Yeah.
that cut that they had of the song that they done that?
You know, I didn't have that one. I had a couple of bootlegs, but I don't remember an Everclear version.
Yeah.
Huh.
Everclear. What
I have
is
to look. Have to.
No, I have. Give me 1 second.
Oh boy,
We'll kill some time.
was it Santa Monica?
Yes, it was Santa Monica.
Santa
yeah.
Monica.
Yeah,
Nice.
great version of Santa Monica. And their drummer was playing on a salsa can.
Really?
Yes,
No
it was
kidding.
awesome. Probably one of my favorite bootleg 98 was my favorite bootleg one. So
Okay.
Butch Walker was on that one too. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
I heard the name. I couldn't tell you what.
He did a lot of writing. He toured with Avril Lavigne and he wrote a lot of her songs too. So, but yeah,
He was a skater boy.
yeah. She said "See you later, boy," but you know, I honestly I've seen her in concert twice.
No kidding.
Yep.
That's your embarrassing.
No, I'm not embarrassed about that.
I wouldn't be embarrassed either.
Air Supply.
Air Supply.
Yep, saw them. Not in their prime either. It was well past their prime.
Huh.
So,
Yeah.
what was the most you've ever spent on a concert?
Ooh. Boy, I don't think I've ever spent more than 60 or 80 bucks. I've kind of got a rule about not spending a whole lot of money on concerts.
$175.
175.
You
was
too.
that? U2,
Yep.
yeah.
In Chicago.
I was going to ask if you went to the East Lansing show.
No, that sold out way too quickly.
Gotcha.
We had to become part of their fan club to
Okay.
get pre-sale, and the pre-sale sold out within like a couple minutes, anyways, too. So
Okay.
so the general public didn't have any access to any of the U2 shows. So, but yeah. Now, is there any movies or TV shows that you guys watch in secret?
Well, Melissa's been making me watch this. It's on HBO, some Big Little Lies or something like that.
Okay.
So I really just kind of watch my phone while she's watching that.
There you go.
And then I was making her watch Game of Thrones. But
Never watched Game of Thrones.
yeah, I kind of got hooked early on and a little disappointed with how it ended, but that's life. You know, just a disappointment after disappointment.
I could see you going as a Game of Thrones character for Halloween.
Yeah, I always like the Viking kind of look.
Right.
trying. I told Melissa I wasn't going to shave until we won a state championship, but that didn't it didn't fly.
I was doing the same thing. I did the same thing, and the next day I'm like, oh, it's time to shave. I got my hair cut and everything, and Walters was like, it's about time. You were looking pretty rough. So
I just tried to. It's for the team.
it was for the team, and I'm really cheap, so
Yeah, well, there's that.
that's true. So if I could figure out how to cut my own hair and make it look good, I probably would do it. So,
Yeah.
So being a coach or a player, is there any any weird pregame rituals or routines? And I'm going to go even into like when you're performing. Do you have any weird rituals or routines? We'll go both coaching, playing, and being a musician.
No, as far as coaching and playing, no. We used to, a rock band that I was in years ago, we had this tradition that one of the drummer and the guitarist, their dad, we'd always huddle together, and he'd rehearse a line from a AC/DC song.
Okay.
That was kind of our tradition, but nothing too weird. No. Sorry, I don't have any good stories.
No, it's fine.
To go with that.
A lot of people don't really have any good stories. At one point in time for baseball, last year, the year before, I wore my Under Armour backwards by mistake because I wasn't paying attention because I'm stupid, and we won. And every game until it started getting hot, we won. Once it got hot, I'm like, I can't wear this hot gear underneath so I started losing. But
no, never been into the superstitions, which is kind of funny coming from a baseball guy. But
right, I know it's weird. Or a musician too. I mean,
yeah. I suppose I could say that I wear the same pair of socks quite a bit, but it's not that they're lucky. It's just that I'm lazy and don't do laundry enough.
Right. Right. They all look white or orange or yellow or whatever.
Yeah, you get a shade of brown there. But
there you go. It's green because you're cutting grass all the time.
Exactly.
Working at a golf course. There you go. All right. Gatorade or Powerade?
Gatorade.
Specific flavor?
I like that kiwi strawberry.
Oh, good call.
It's smooth.
Yes, yes, it is.
It's very nice.
Yep. Not too sweet. Not too.
By the way, have you ever noticed this? And this is something I discovered a few years ago. If you drink blue or purple Gatorade or Powerade, anything with that blue or purple food dye, your poop is green.
I did not. I'm gonna have to try that now.
Dude, I was worried about it at work one day. Like it's like 3 days in a row I had green poop. And
Okay.
I talked to our maintenance guy, John. And I was like, John, what's going on? Because he's kind of my poop guy. And
You have a poop guy?
everybody's got to have a poop guy.
Right. Fair enough.
Somebody that you
I'm
can
starting to
consult
think
with.
I might be somebody's poop guy.
You're probably not just one.
Right.
You're probably several.
If you don't have a poop guy, then you are the poop guy.
Exactly. So I was like, dude, it's been green for like 3 days. He's like, have you been drinking blue or purple Gatorade? Yeah.
That's all I drink.
And sure enough, as a matter of fact, just Monday for our game, I'll give a little PR to the Great Lakes Eagles adult baseball team. So if anybody out there is looking for a team to play baseball with, look me up. But we were playing Monday, and I had a purple Gatorade, and sure enough, the next day, green. I mean, it's like clockwork.
There you go.
So test it out.
There you go. Got a new theory. Seeds or gum?
Seeds.
Any flavor?
I've been on the bacon ones recently.
Can't go wrong with bacon.
Yeah, bacon's pretty good.
Have you tried the sweet and salty?
No, that's some terrorist stuff. That's
Too much?
that's a bit much. Yeah.
Right.
Somebody had like a bacon ranch, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think Cooper Hamlin had some.
Oh, okay.
Had some pretty delicious ones there at the regionals.
Right. If you could have one job the rest of your life, what would it be?
Baseball coach.
There you go. That's a good answer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Better salary, though.
Yeah, step it up a little bit. Come on, Karen, make that happen.
Would you ever want to take over like a varsity program?
Yeah, I think eventually.
Is that your next step? Then?
Down the road, I still feel like I have a lot to learn.
Right.
And still got a lot of room to grow. And the fact of the matter is, I kind of have some loyalty here to Gull Lake that, until I feel like I'm ready to move on, I'm completely content coaching the freshmen at Gull Lake. So, or until they get sick of me.
Right. Yeah. Which you probably won't happen.
Well, you never know.
Right.
They might listen to this podcast, and that might be it.
we're both done after this podcast.
It might be just a fell swoop right there. Right. Get them both.
Yes, Karen does follow me, and she listened to the Mickness one because she's close friends with Steve. So
nice.
Yeah, that was fun. But yeah, what sport do you wish you were good at?
Baseball. Yeah, I wish I could pitch. Right. Or at least pitch well enough to not embarrass myself during the summer league.
Right. Well, you said you play and coach for summer league. What?
Yeah, that's the Great Lakes Eagles that I made reference to. We're the Kalamazoo Men's Baseball League. So fun league, highly competitive. We actually have a couple of travel teams that play in the league, and but the idea behind the Eagles was a team that's competitive, but it's still for people of all ages.
Right.
So we got a couple high school kids that play for us, but we also got a couple of guys that are pushing 40.
Right.
And kind of a unique environment, and we have a lot of fun with it.
That's cool. Yep. What position do you play?
Well, I coach, so I play a lot of the pine. But when I'm not playing the pine, I'll get out there and I'll play first base or third or DH, something like that.
Still have the arm to throw for third base?
No, absolutely not. Yeah. But if I'm already moving towards first base, right. And
you shorten the throw by
and it's a heavy set guy running, I'm going to gun him down.
Which is I would say a pretty good percentage of guys.
Unfortunately, I think not. I think the majority of the heavy set guys play for us.
Okay.
So it's mostly the high school kids.
So I would probably fit in then.
Yeah, you got a home for the Eagles.
There you go.
We have I'm rocking one of the hats now.
I see that.
That's a fantastic. That is America as America gets.
Right.
Red, white, and blue.
There you go. So. All right. Favorite sports movie?
Oh, boy. I have seen Field of Dreams so many times, and I probably cried at the end every one of them.
Right.
So I know it's cliched, but I'm gonna stick with Kevin Costner. It's either gonna be Field of Dreams or Bull Durham.
Right. Good.
One of the two.
What about For the Love of the Game? Rounding out the trifecta of Kevin Costner baseball movies.
I like the end of that movie. And
right.
I'll fast forward to the end to see the perfect game.
Right.
And I'll tear up for that too. Pretty much any baseball movie, I'm gonna tear up.
Right.
Including Bull Durham.
Major League,
absolutely. Yeah.
Major League 3 back to the minors.
No, we don't mention that.
You're crying for a different reason.
Yeah, just awful.
Or just awful.
So,
all right. Is there anything special that you collect?
Nope. No real collections.
No real collections.
I started making the freshman kids autographed baseballs.
That's cool.
And then every year I'm gonna give them to the assistants, and just with the little plaque that has the year.
Nice.
So keep track of that.
Nice, yeah. Blakely was going through his stuff, and he had like boxes of signed baseballs from all of the kids from like, I don't know I think I have from 2007 from when I started.
Oh, nice.
To like 2014. I have to look and see where I put them, but I know Zach Fish is on one of them at least. Cool. So, but yeah.
Yeah, I figured nothing else. If retirement doesn't work out, then maybe one of those kids will take off in something, baseball or something else, and I can sell the baseball.
There you go. I did like I was posting again with Tommy being as big as he is right now.
Uh-huh.
I have a Tommy Henry signed baseball, and then on the same baseball you have Carl Kaufman, who's also the Michigan's number 1, and you have Ben Kaiser, who I believe is Michigan's closer. And then you have on the same baseball, you got Drew Blakely. You got everyone on the baseball plays Division I baseball.
How about that?
So I got lucky. The MAB team that they were on, Coach Blakely coached, and he said, "Hey, do you want to autograph baseball?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course." So I got that sitting up there.
Cool.
And then Blakely, Drew hooked me up with his teammate Adam Hensley. Yeah. He is started with the Phillies.
Oh, nice.
So he got drafted a couple years back in the first round and finally made it to the majors. So
very cool.
So I tweeted out to him like, "Hey, I got your autograph." Seeing if I can get anything back, but probably not. Another PPO. So. All right. Favorite hangout place?
Well, when we were in Kalamazoo, it used to be the Old Dog. That was kind of our hangout there. Now we kind of live nearby Miller's Timeout, so that's kind of our dinner spot.
Nice. We tend to eat from there as well. We get the takeout.
Oh, perfect.
Right.
Yep.
Buddy of mine actually does the karaoke and the trivia that night there.
Okay.
So
I'm sure we've probably seen him then.
do you do karaoke, by the way?
No.
Okay.
No.
Too embarrassing?
Yeah, very embarrassing.
Can't-
I need
you
a
can't-
guitar in front of me.
I was going to say you can't get up in front of crowds?
Well, at least if I have a guitar in front of me and people are like, oh, he can't sing. Well, come on, I'm doing two things at once here.
Right.
So
Right. So.
no karaoke for
no
this guy.
karaoke for that guy. I've been known to throw my hat in the ring every once in a while.
Well, don't get me wrong. I've done it once in a while, and if you talk to Melissa, she'd tell you a story about me trying to sing a Will Smith song.
Uh-oh.
did.
Getting jiggy with it?
Wild Wild West.
Oh, wow.
You know, and boy,
Wow.
it was. I really thought I knew that song, but I didn't
I think
know that song.
that song and like Baby Got Back, everybody thinks they know the words
Yeah.
to that, and it's a train wreck.
Yeah, it was pretty bad, and there was video of me, and I don't know. I destroyed a couple phones.
Oh, wow.
And, I had to really get rid of some evidence there. It
There we go.
was pretty bad.
I can say there's some video out there of me that's not very favorable.
Yeah.
But
Once
we're
it
not-
makes it to social media, you're kind of screwed. That's
I'm glad
it.
this happened way before social media.
Good,
So.
good.
And I vowed to that person, if that video ever gets out,
You'll
he's-
know who did it.
yeah, because he's on it too. So
Okay.
so it's quite apparent who would have leaked that said footage. So I actually asked him if he still had a copy of that, and he doesn't know where it's at. So I think we're in clear right now.
Yeah, good.
So Wild Wild West.
Yeah.
Another song that was pretty bad. I tried to do Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, why?
Oh, so okay, me and my best friend's wife and her best friend, we were all in choir together. Side note, I was also in choir. We did that for a performance for high school. We're like, hey, we could do that song. No, it was awful. Worst performance ever. So, but
Said everybody who tried to cover that song.
exactly said everybody who was in that bar with us.
Oh,
I'm not saying that's the reason that bar burned down, but it might have something to that. So, all right. Before we go to our next segment, the final segment, let's throw another Alex Yost experience. Throw another cover. Play whatever you want to.
all right. Play a song by Flogging Molly. This is typically my closing song.
Uh-oh.
Should I save it for closing or
No, we could. We'll play it out of tune. Well, let's save that one for closing. Let's do something else.
do something else? Okay.
Yeah, and then we'll because I wanna. I'll do my end read, and then I'll have you close out everything.
Okay. I give a quick tune here.
No
Notice
problem.
I was a little out of tune.
What was that? Wasn't there like a bit on Saturday Night Live or Steve Martin or somebody was just up there tuning a guitar and just tuning a guitar?
Yeah, tuning my tire. Here we go. All right. What am I gonna play here?
You gonna play that Hootie and the Blowfish or the Darius Rucker?
Oh, you're gonna get me going on that, huh?
Yeah.
That Hootie and the Blowfish wagon wheel song.
Yeah, Darius Rucker did that song, his original song, right?
Yeah. He totally wrote that song. No, he didn't actually.
Who wrote it then?
Believe it or not, from what I hear, Bob Dylan wrote the chorus to that.
Oh wow.
And never finished the song.
Okay.
And then a really good folk bluegrass band called Old Crow Medicine Show. I can't talk right now.
Rare. I put you on the spot. That's why.
Old Crow wrote the definitive version of the song.
Okay.
That Hootie then covered.
Okay.
And just made terrible.
Right. not a fan of Darius's cover of it.
Maybe overplayed a little bit. Actually, it's funny. I was doing a show at the Old Dog, and they had a sign up that said "No wagon wheel." Oh. Like, all right. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and cut that out of the set list.
Right.
Don't want to get booed off stage here.
So, all right.
So, well, yeah, we'll play that.
There you go. It's one of my favorite songs that you do, by the way.
Heading down south to the land of the pines, thumbing my way into North Carolina. Ran down the road and pray to God that I see headlights. I made it down the coast, 17 hours, picking me a bouquet of dogwood flowers, and I'm hoping for Raleigh tonight. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me. Running from the cold, up in New England, I was born to play a fiddler in an old-time string band. Baby plays the guitar, I pick a banjo now. Oh, these North Country winters are getting me down. Lost my money playing poker, I had to leave town, but I ain't turning back, living that old life no more. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me. Walking down south, out of Roanoke, caught the trucker out of Philly, had a nice long toke. He's headed west from the Cumberland Gap to Johnson City, Tennessee, and I gotta keep a move on my feet for the sun. Hear my baby calling my name, and I know that she's the only one. If I die in Raleigh, at least I will die free. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me.
I cannot hear myself, so I apologize if I ruined that song. I tried
No,
to sing
I think
along
you made
with
it.
you.
Yeah, it sounded good.
I don't know. I can't hear myself in my headphones for some reason.
Sounded like a choir boy.
All right, we'll listen to the playback and be like, oh, maybe we should cut this song.
Yeah, that might get cut.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I don't think I ruined it that bad.
That was my job to ruin it.
Right. So, all right, okay. Now, finally, this is my favorite part of the show. It's
Oh,
a
boy.
chance to see how well you know Alex Yost. Actually, how well you know Alex Yost. Well, famous Alexes, basically.
Oh,
So what I'm
gotcha.
going to do is ask you trivia questions about famous people named Alex or Alexander. Past couple weeks have been pretty successful, so hopefully you know a lot about yourself.
I really don't.
You don't know? How well do you know you? So
Let's find
fair
out.
enough. The story or the thought behind this whole process is how well you know Jack, kind of thing. That's where I
see.
kind of stole that from.
Gotcha.
So before we start, there is a lot of famous Alexes out there. So
Okay.
I hopefully I picked the right ones for you. So all right, here we go. Name the famous Alex. This Alex was a former Major League Baseball player. He played for such teams as the Yankees, Rangers, and the Mariners. Name the Alex.
Oh, Alex Rodriguez?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, ding, ding, ding. I should have brought
All
the
right.
bell in. Ding,
Good,
ding, ding, ding.
good.
All right. Number 2. 1 for 1. There we go. Probably going to be the best batting average that you have in your entire life.
Absolutely.
Should we just stop now?
Yeah, I'd
While you're
retire
on
on
top.
top.
There you go. All right. Number 2. Name the Alex. This Alex is a former Lion. He also starred in the TV show Webster, and he was in Blazing Saddles. He played Mongo in Blazing Saddles. Name the Alex. Kind of a big guy like you.
I
Mango lot candy.
I never saw Blazing Saddles. I'm
wow.
embarrassed to say.
Okay, fair enough. But you probably watched a lot of Webster, though, right?
No.
A little bit before your time, maybe.
All right, you got me. Who is it?
Alex Karras.
Okay. Nope, wouldn't have got that.
Oh, well. I'm trying to think that was anything else he was in, but I know he played for the Lions and played for the Rams. So, yeah.
Okay.
All right, sorry.
One for two. That's
still 500.
Still incredible.
Yep. All right, 1 for 2. Here we go. Knock it down real quick. All right. Name the Alexander. This Alexander is credited for inventing the telephone. Name this Alexander.
Alexander Hamilton.
Really?
Bell.
Okay. Don't do that. I'm glad that you're in the Baird Cave so I can give you the look like, really? If you're over the phone, I've been like, okay, what is this guy doing? Are you serious right now? Alexander Graham Bell. Yes, that's... I thought about putting, just a spoiler alert, Alexander Hamilton is not on my list.
Oh, good.
So, okay. So, again, you probably would have gotten that one right.
Yeah, probably.
Or you would have said Alexander
probably
Graham
would have said Bell.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, number 4. We're 2 for 3? 2 for 3 right now?
Yeah, I guess, if you're going to give me a pass on that.
Yeah, I give you. You know what it was. Stop pulling my leg. All right, number 4. Name the Alex. Him and his brother Eddie formed a famous rock band. Their hits include Jump, Right Now, and Hot for Teacher. Name the Alex. I couldn't give you the band name because it's obvious.
No, I've heard Hot for the Teacher. I just can't remember the band.
Running with the Devil. Had 2 lead singers at one point. Went from David Lee Roth and Sammy Hagar.
Oh, yeah. Well, what's his last name?
It's in the band, man.
That's an Alex, or is that a?
Eddie is the Alex is the drummer.
Oh, okay.
Eddie is the guitarist.
Van Halen.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't.
Gotcha.
I was figuring if I named some of
Gotcha.
Van Halen's hits that you would get the fact that. There we go. I'm giving you that one. It was a struggle. It was like gnashing of the teeth.
Maybe I'm embarrassed to say this, but I didn't realize the drummer was also a Van Halen.
Right. Yeah, the brothers Eddie Van Halen and Alex Van Halen. So, yep. Funny things that you find out. All right.
Yeah.
Finally, number 5. So you're what? 3 for 4.
Yeah.
See if we can end up going 4 for 5 like Rob Frost did last week. So.
Oh boy.
4 for 5. Here we go. Okay. Finally, this Alex is the host of Jeopardy. Name the Alex.
Alex Trebek.
I can't give it to you. You got to say who is Alex Trebek.
3 for 5.
No, I'll give it to you. I knew you were going to say who is.
Yeah.
It would have been hilarious if you would have said that too. So, but yeah.
I should have said it with like the Sean Connery accent from SNL.
Damn it, Trebek. Oh, I love that. I still would YouTube that every once in a while just to see him and Burt Reynolds.
Oh, that's good stuff.
And then Tom Hanks playing himself in one of them.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. But they don't make Saturday.
No, it's terrible.
They don't make it like that anymore.
No.
Sorry to the new cast. I mean, I know I'm not going to ever get asked to do the show. So
yeah, especially now.
No,
now
exactly.
You threw him under the bus.
Lauren Michaels is going to be like, I love your podcast, but
you're going to lose one follower today.
Yes, exactly. All right. Before we go, is there any other shout outs or anybody you want to talk about before we go?
No, I think I've said about all I've got to say.
It's been a pretty long podcast. I apologize for keeping you this long.
Man, bedtime is coming up here, Jay.
I know. Sorry.
Holy cow.
You can sleep.
Holy cow.
You can sleep on the way home.
All right.
I promise. So I'll knock out this closing read real quick, and then we'll get you going.
All right. Sounds good.
Is there anything you want to say?
No, I just appreciate you having me out here, man. This was a fun time.
It's always fun having the person in the studio with me.
Absolutely. This was a good time.
In the Baird Cave with me. I got to say it the right way. In the Baird Cave with me. So,
yeah.
Right, again, I apologize for the smell. We're trying to figure out where the dead rat is coming from.
Actually, I've been pleasantly surprised. You haven't stunk me out of the place.
Right. My bodily functions isn't as what it used to be. So,
much appreciated.
There you go. I've been trying to better myself around company.
Good boy.
So, all right. That's number 18 in the books. Thanks again for Coach Yost for joining me in the Baird Cave. It was awesome to have him part of the show. Hey, can you think of someone else that might be a good fit? Please let me know. Please subscribe, follow, share, like, all those fun things. You can check out previous episodes too. You can find the Baird Necessities on iTunes, Spotify, and Podbean, and now on YouTube. You can follow me on Twitter at the Baird NEC, and please send me some email. Is there anything that I am missing? Let me know. Drop me an email at thebairdnec@gmail.com. Hey, tell all your friends. Join me next week, same Baird time, same Baird channel. It's Coach Baird, and you've been listening to the Baird Necessities. Good night. All right, now let's play us out.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks again, Jack.
What's the song again?
This song is called What's Left of the Flag.
It's Not Closing Time by Semisonic?
Not Closing Time.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh, his eyes, they closed, and his last breath spoke. He had seen all to be seen. A life once full, now an empty vase, with the blossoms on his early grave. Walk away, me boy, walk away, me boy, and by morning we'll be free. Wipe that golden tear from your mother, dear. Raise what's left of the flag for me. Then the rosary beads, count 'em 1, 2, 3, fell apart as I hit the floor. In our garb of black, we must pay respect to the color we're born to mourn. Walk away, me boy, walk away, me boy. The morning we'll be free. Wipe that golden tear from your mother, dear. Raise what's left of the flag for me. This place there grew an angry festered wound filled with hatred and remorse, where I'd pick and scratch till the blood it matched a silent rage now that fills my lungs. For there are many ways to kill a man, they say, with bayonet, axe, or sword. But son, a bullet fired from the shapeless sky leaves a shell of a Thompson gun. Walk away, me boy, walk away, me boy. The morning will be free. Wipe that golden tear from your mother, dear. Raise what's left of the flag for me. From the eastern to the western shore, many men and many more will fall. Until freedom reigns on all, and curse a name for which we slaved on, ensured every man his kingdom come. But sure as night turns day and the passion play, oh my God, what have they done? With the madman's rage, well, they dug our graves, but the dead rise again, you fools. Walk away, me boy, walk away, me boy. The morning will be free. Wipe that golden tear from your mother, dear. Raise what's left of the flag for me. Walk away, me boy, walk away, me boy. The morning will be free. Wipe that golden tear from your mother, dear, and raise what's left of the flag for me. Woo! Thank you, Jack.
There we go.
Appreciate it.
Alex Yost Experience, everybody.